Welcome back everyone, Ronan here. So I finished playing Gears Tactics on Experience difficulty, and I figured I would put together some tips of what helped me get through it. Something that the game doesn't really tell you. Even though I've played the tutorial multiple times, a lot of this stuff I just found out while playing. It's really helped me out. I'm not going to cover classes in this video, maybe I'll make a separate guide. There's a lot of options for classes, and I think it just depends on your group synergy, not just, okay, this is the one all. First thing the game does tell you, but you always want to have this on, is your TACCOM. I have it on. It tells you who has what buffs, the enemies, everything. It's going to help you throughout. And a lot of it is just knowing what the enemies do and what you have in your arsenal to deal with it. Overwatch is super important. And here is how you Overwatch. If you look here, the game doesn't really tell you this, but you see the blue areas, which I can't move the mouse, but the full-on blue areas is where you actually see properly. The hashed out areas is where you're obstructed, so your shots aren't going to land as nicely if you're aiming this way as opposed to this way, but it depends on where the enemies are coming from. So one thing that could be good, if I'm going to hide here, understood. It's not going to count as an obstruction because you're going to look over the object. Let's say the enemies are lined up. Let's do it. Yeah. Over here, let's say Sid is our enemy right now. And I'm anticipating him coming over the wall next turn. Maybe he'll go around. That's a possibility. But instead of overwatching maybe on him and wasting some of your shots, this is better than nothing because he'll be standing up for this. So you'll still get some shots. But you could anticipate him coming this way. I shouldn't be doing this really because I'm going to have to restart. There's no save and reload in this, which is annoying. And let's say cover. Finding cover somewhere else. I could, on my way. Let's say I can't flank him, there's more enemies. So you could Overwatch this way. Now that blocks, he'll still either go there, but that kind of blocks how the enemy has to come. And if I wanted to, yeah, sure, go over on him. It's just your Overwatch shots are going to start early. And that could be a problem when there's a lot of enemies and you want to maximize your shots on target. One thing you want to do, 100%, get rid of those stupid stim grenades. Those stim grenades are useless. They're not going to be any use to you. The heal is so marginal that you're better off with this. And unless you're playing on insane difficulty, this kills off the beginning drones. If you shoot behind cover, you can see the red area. It means that it's not going to hit the enemy. One thing that often happens, if you're going to shoot on the enemy, it's going to stagger them back. If they're in cover, sometimes it doesn't seem to work. But if you see the skull and bones, or skull and or spikes, daggers, whatever, this is a kill. And this tells you how much HP you'll be draining. So you want to maximize, and the grenades, as far as I've noticed, always hit their target. So wherever you're sending this, it's where it's going. But let's say you can't shoot. It's max range, you can't reach them, it's just not going. If you noticed, the grenade bounces off targets. So it bounces. Sometimes you may want to just hit it on the, not on yourself, like here, whatever it was. You don't want it bouncing on your face, but right here. Let's say you can't reach them, but somehow you can reach that rock. It happens lots of places. Then that could be a good way for you to get extra usage out of your grenades. Like sometimes it's really weird. Spend an extra minute looking for these corners, like this. You know, that just changes the trajectory. I've had lots of good luck with corners on boxes. You know, like it gives you an extra range sometimes, depending on, like right here. I just extended my range. Could I have reached that? I mean, close. But by doing this, I got an extra few meters, which could make a big difference. Now, I haven't seen it bounce twice on targets. That could be something to try, but I've not had that much luck anyway. And that would take probably a lot of time. But that's something to note. Just know that in a real fight situation, this could work to your advantage. And you'd be surprised on what you can do. Since I'm in the open, it may seem like it's easy to do. Alright, here's a better example. There's a tall pillar in front of me, and I probably can't aim the grenade at certain places. Like, it won't let me. It's stuck here, and you're trying to hit an enemy that's somewhere else. So this is where it can become handy, because you can bounce it off something. And hopefully, like even like right behind here, I might be able to hit him, but maybe I won't be able to kill him. Yeah, like right here. Let's say I need to get it like right on that node. This is where you have to kind of look at where you can maybe bounce a grenade. Grenades is what I use to kill the majority of the enemies. And see, like, it might just make that bit of a difference right there and still not hit my character. Because if I step out and shoot it directly, if you look at the circle, I'm hitting myself right here. But if I shoot it like this, not hitting myself. Makes a huge difference, especially if the enemy's in Overwatch. If he's in Overwatch, right now, I'm not taking a step out to throw that grenade. But if I were to shoot it like this, you see how he's leaning over? And there's a blue circle right next to my unit. That blue circle shows you where I'm going to be stepping out. So let's say now, yeah, I'm not going to get hit. But if the enemy's in Overwatch, I might miss my grenade throw because they might interrupt me. That's a big one with Overwatch. The enemy seems to have a pattern of move, shoot, Overwatch. They very rarely, if any, I don't think I've noticed, shoot twice. Even though they could shoot you twice, usually they'll shoot you once, then Overwatch. Which is nice because if not, you die all the time. So then you just have to get used to dealing with Overwatch. One thing that I found really helps.
Go ahead.
So let's say, so right now my pinky toe is in the Overwatch range. What could save you, if I move out, directly out or anywhere, it's gonna hit me. One thing I've noticed, and it doesn't tell you in the tutorial, but I've learned this from like XCOM. If you move, and you push control, you push down, you click, you can direct how your character is gonna get from a place to another. So let's say this kind of skirts around the Overwatch, and then I could then say here, see the target, back one on it. So you're gonna go around and around the Overwatch or around whatever danger zone there is, and then you can take a shot. So that's something to pay attention to, because it could change your whole turn. It could change how you're gonna attack the enemy and keep you safe. You don't want to get targeted by Overwatches. Another thing is, let's say this may be a very rare occasion. Sometimes enemies might line up like this. Sometimes you'll line up like this. I did that the first time and realized that there's friendly fire. But it's not just friendly fire on your side, it's friendly fire on their side too. So what could work is you somehow disable this one with your pistol or whatever, somebody else, so that you don't take an Overwatch shot. That target will take a shot at me, but it's mostly blocked by this target, so it's going to shoot it in the back. Pay attention to those. They are rare, but that does help you because it's just damage that you didn't have to, like, you didn't use any AP and the enemy just killed their ally. But pay attention because this could happen to you too. So don't set up your Overwatches and clipping your allies. It sounds pretty like normal, but let's say I'm even here with my target, and Sid were to move, the enemy will do this to you, and he moves, let's say here or across this way. What ends up happening is that my gunner is gonna swing his gun to keep shooting where you're moving. He's not gonna stop here. Even though your Overwatch is stopped here, he's gonna keep going, and if you get multiple shots with your Overwatch, let's say 2 or 3, because it's based on your AP, whatever AP you have left is how many shots. Like he has 1, she has 2 Overwatch shots, and if you get like executes, kills, whatever, it boosts that number. So if you boost your turns, you just add more Overwatch. Once you set up Overwatch, your turn is done. So if I were to cross over, it's gonna keep shooting, and even though maybe it saw him, like the first shot it saw him here, it shoots. Second shot you're here, it shoots, and he keeps going, you might hit your character. Another thing the game doesn't tell you, but the enemies basically know where you are at all times. So there's no stealth mechanics really other than the cloak, which makes you invisible. I believe they know where you are, they just ignore you and you're immune. You're not really invisible, you're immune. So they don't target you. It's important to know because if you try to flank them and you think you're being, you're being efficient, let's say they don't see you here, but technically it's just like you watch. Like whatever you see in this circle, the enemy has the same thing. If anything, they have a bigger circle. They probably don't even have fog of war. So you're trying to sneak around. They didn't see you technically because there's no way they could know you were back here. And you try to flank the other way, they'll still know where you are. They'll still follow. They'll still plan around it. The AI is very smart. It's a good thing. The AI being smart is a good thing. It just makes it challenging sometimes to try to outsmart it. But just know that one of their flaws is they have to move, shoot, and overwatch. They can't shoot twice. So often enough, you'll set up these overwatches, and you're like, the AI is so stupid, it won't go there. And it does, because based on the characters, like the Wretch, they have to move towards you. They won't just wait forever. There's maybe 1 or 2 instances of the enemy will wait forever, especially like the buffing type of enemies. These guys usually wait at the back. So for shooting, one thing it took me a while to realize, I'm gonna zoom in, I can't really zoom in. You have this little line here, and it took me a while to realize, this is your optimal range. This is where you should be to be guaranteeing that your weapon is at the max efficiency range-wise, which to me is ridiculously small. It is what it is, but if I look at shooting the enemy, right now, I have high ground, so that helps. I have 10% chance because he's got cover, evasion. So right now he's got minus 60. Obstruction, this still counts as cover. So he's in full cover, but there's an obstruction in my way. And you can see it with the line where the rock is. The line is just going inside the rock, really. Like, it's just shy of it. So that counts as obstruction, which could be a lot of stuff. Technically it could be this, but you're gonna look over it when you shoot. Range minus 55. So that's because I'm so far away from that little line. If I switch to my pistol, see how it's weird because it's a pistol. That line is way further. So my range is now minus 31. So depending on the gun you're using, your range efficiency is way better. You can see it in the character loadouts. And the dotted line, dotted line just means that you see him, but you probably can't reach him. Or you can't shoot him directly with whatever weapon you have. If I switch to my pistol, I see it. So now this assault rifle, the line is way back here. So my chance to hit for the range, minus 73. You may have him flanked, but you probably won't be able to hit him, even though this doesn't seem like very far to me. Like, even a sniper would struggle, I think, hitting this distance. There we go. Sniper still doesn't get there. Still has a minus 11 to the range. So you really have to be closer. The enemy will probably shoot you from that far, and especially right now, it's got plus 200 accuracy at full health. That's a debuff from the veteran missions. You want to deal with those. When you move, it's important to see, look for those lines. Like right now, I don't see the enemy if I move there. Here I do, and you see that little line. So I move, I'm going to move, I didn't move yet. And I'm trying to see, is this worth moving? Because that little line is way far. On the same thing too, a sniper, if you're too close, you start getting, but I don't see a too close line. There's no second line. But if you're too close to the enemy, you're gonna start losing your aim. What could help you, so let's say I were to lob the grenade in. It's not the best. If I could flank him, maybe. It should kick him out of cover. Alright, now I don't have to deal with the cover anymore. I didn't break the cover, I just knocked him out of it. What's my chance to hit now? 15. The range went lower, but he lost the obstruction and he lost the cover bonus. So he just lost like 80% chance to hit. I still can't hit it because my aim is terrible. But my sniper now has 100. Didn't have 100 before. So just note that the sniper, his aim, like his range is better. But now there's no cover bonus. I have high ground. I can kill him. This is why grenades are important. It's not just to outright kill. And you want to get rid of those stim grenades because you want to have as many grenades as possible on your group. The rest would fall into learning your skills. There's a lot of skills you can use. Like most games, AP is key. Getting more skills per turn, more damage. The less moving you have to do, the more damage on target is what's going to get you the win. So often enough, if you don't think you can hit him, like right now, I could use him. Let's say I think he's going to move up. He's at the target location. He's not going to probably move. But set up your Overwatch. Don't always set up max range. Just look for those positions where you think that they might come from. Because the same thing, if you aim full max range, like right now it goes to the rock. Let's say like the end of the rock. If I pull my aim out, my max aim, like my max effective range is here, not here. So those shots will suffer penalty as well. So you may want to wait for them to get closer. Like right now he still has 10%, and even though he's not in cover, that obstruction is back. That's basically it, I think, for what the game doesn't tell you. The rest is gonna be trial and error. But learn your skills, try out different skill combinations. Personally, I have a few that I really like that got me through the game. If I've missed anything, please leave a comment. I'm sure there are some things that I just didn't notice, but these small tips should help you clear the game on at least experienced, and you may have to learn a few different things to play it on insane if you choose to do so. I probably won't, because I'm not invested that much in the game. Cheers everyone, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.